into your head. Maybe it's taking care of little kids, playing a sport that you love, or studying your schoolwork so that you can achieve your goal of being valedictorian. For me, it is and always has been art in some form or fashion. I'm a lover of music, dance, and literature. These things have moved and shaped me since a very young age, given that some of my earliest memories include these things. So, inside my bag, I have my French horn, my very first pair of pointe shoes, and a copy of the book Number the Stars by Lois Lowry. Each of these have played some role in shaping who I am today. To begin, I first picked up the French horn when I was 11 years old and had just started the 6th grade. During elementary school, I never thought I would be a band kid, if you will, but my mom convinced me to at least give it a shot. I'm eternally grateful for that because I've loved every second of it. Okay, maybe not every second, but close. Not only has playing an instrument given me a unique outlet in which to express myself, but it has also given me confidence. I was never a very confident kid. I was always shy, a wallflower. Playing an instrument changed that, or at least made it better. If I could play a solo for a panel of judges, I could carry on a conversation, right? Long hours of marching band practices and symphonic rehearsals have also made me more disciplined. I know that sometimes I just have to sit down and get things done. In short, the French horn and music have made me an all-around better person. Next, I have my very first pair of pointe shoes. I started dancing when I was just 3 years old, before I truly had much of a choice. My grandmother had been a dance teacher in our town for years, and so it was just expected that I would dance. However, middle school hit, and along with it, the infamous awkward stage. Nothing was considered cool in middle school, except maybe blue eyeshadow, so naturally, being a ballerina was definitely not in any way cool. So, trying to fit in, I quit taking ballet and joined the middle school dance team. I enjoyed this, enjoyed being cheered on at the basketball games, but it just wasn't the same. Eventually, in my sophomore year, I came back to ballet, and this time I began dancing on pointe. I fell in love with dance all over again. It became a true outlet for me, a way I could express myself without having to use words. Lastly, I have a copy of Number the Stars by Lois Lowry. I've been a reader since I picked up my first individual reading assignment in kindergarten. I fell head over heels in love with it, the fact that I had discovered a whole new world, a way to escape from reality for a short period of time. It amazed me that words alone could transport me to another time and place, and I still feel that exact same way today. While Number the Stars is not my number one favorite book of all time, it is up at the top of the most influential books I've ever read. Up until this point, I had only read cutesy, fun stories like Magic Tree House, Junie B. Jones, and anything by Dr. Seuss. Lowry's novel was one of the very first books I had ever read about any serious subject matter. The book follows a young girl named Anne Marie during World War II and the Holocaust. Anne Marie soon gets caught up in things that she has no business being caught up in, but she won't let anyone stop her from helping her best friend Ellen. While this is a children's book and therefore glosses over some of the torture the Jews faced, it was my first real glimpse into the terrible history of the Holocaust. I was completely and utterly shocked at the hostility and the brutality of the Nazis. This was when I finally started realizing the world I lived in was not perfect, that there were terrible people out there, people who wanted to harm others. The book changed the way I looked at the world, how I saw others, and how I responded to prejudice. I finally saw just how imperfect a world we lived in. In conclusion, my French horn, my first pair of pointe shoes, and Number the Stars have shaped who I am today in some form or fashion. Whether it be my confidence, my expression, or my outlook on the world, I'm a different person because of these things. So I encourage you to go out there and find something you love if you haven't already, because it just may change you for the better.